Italy is a country with a rich cultural heritage and amazing architecture, but modern reality makes its own adjustments to the perception of its cities. The problem of migrants and the condition of great cities is standard of living and a crisis have fallen on the great empire. A lot of dirt, garbage, and a huge amount of graffiti. Without exaggeration, without hyperbolization, the whole of Rome is covered in graffiti. Even Athens was tidier. To make you understand how bad things are in places, look at how much graffiti there is. 4 out of 5 graffiti will be politicized on a leftist theme. Symbols of anarchism will be depicted there, sickles and hammers everywhere. Linen and stickers with Stalin. This is also found there. In short, literally certain groups of people are destroying Rome. Their struggle is the language of vandalism. That says it all about Nye. In Rome, the following rule works ironically: if there is no graffiti, then it has been smeared. This does not mean that they did not draw there. Vandals are not necessarily local. Many inscriptions are found in other languages. I can't figure out what kind of person you have to be to raise your hand to a majestic building that just oozes history. How much it has gone through, with what trepidation it was created, that it costs so much time. But they take it and spoil it. It's horrible. Graffiti is found in many European cities. There is Berlin also say graffiti. There is Athens also disfigured graffiti. But there is a lot of very beautiful street art there. There is no street art in Rome at all. I told you about the graffiti. Let's talk about the smell. What kind of smell do I associate Rome with? With the smell of pizza, or maybe juniper greens? As if not so. It's the smell of garbage in the morning. I've read and heard a lot about Rome stinking, but I had no idea it was that bad. There is a huge problem with garbage in the city. Besides the fact that it is dirty in itself, garbage companies cannot cope with loading. There is a lot of garbage on the streets. Alpha containers are overflowing, which in itself already creates a smell throughout the city. So plus 35 degrees of heat creates such a terrible smell. Yes, I'll tell you this, I've never seen such a pungent smell of garbage anywhere. What is also interesting, in some European countries, people are used to walking at home with shoes on what they wear on the street. They wear at home. And some people told me that the street was clean, so there was no problem. But a trail of streaks of garbage, urine and vomit spreads to many cities in Italy, especially Rome. It's just a nightmare. Moreover, the architecture is amazing. Beauty, look at it. From an architectural point of view, it is very difficult to get to the city. It's very beautiful here. The architectural ensemble, the streets are properly designed. They would have figured out how to clean up the garbage. Basically, if you look at the city from above, it's really cool. But when you look down, you see all the horror. By the way, I've always wondered why in many European countries it's so bad with lawlessness on the street, and in others it's neat. Classic buildings are different from modern ones. I do not understand why they are building a new functional, cheap, absolutely disgusting housing, which in 20 to 30 years will not look anywhere near the way the classic ones look now. They were built for centuries, built by artists, brilliant engineers. Why is Rome so bad, smelly, dirty? But why do millions of tourists come here? And I have to admit that the historical part of the city is kept in very good condition. The lion's share of the historical heritage of different eras is concentrated in the center, and all of the above does not apply to it. Graffiti is smeared here, garbage is removed, there are a lot of public spaces and parks, and of course, greatness. There is so much greatness here. I have already written on my wall that the historical center of Rome is the greatest place I have ever been to. No wonder, because this is the cradle of our civilization. One of the buildings I like the most is the Palace of Justice. It is not striking in external details. How much money and time were spent on the facade, it is scary to count. Besides, I'm not the only one who thought about it. Even during the construction of this building, there were huge disputes. Was money being sawed through it? How majestic is this building? What did I like about the center of Rome? The fact that there are no specific buildings here that are worth paying attention to. The whole center of Rome is worthy of attention. The whole city is one giant cultural object worthy of attention. And people are queuing up to take a photo of the majestic buildings. Whenever I stand near something like this, I wonder why don't we create architectural objects of this level? This level of culture, engineering. Everything that is being built today will not last even half of the years that this facility has stood. Usually you walk around the center of a large city, and some dude comes up to you and says, buy a bag. Or he forcibly puts some kind of thing in your hand, a bracelet, something else, and then demands money for it. Support my country. There are simply countless tourist divorce schemes. Here is one of them. There are a lot of migrants from African countries. Streets are being cleaned in Rome. I admired them. What cool guys. They came to this country, they work, they benefit it, they clean the streets. Well done. It turns out that everything is more interesting. They defiantly clean the street. There is a box next to it where they need to drop tribute. If they collect less than the amount they need in a certain time, they scatter the leaves again. And when I heard this story, yes, it all fits together. They all have a bowl with donations. They can take revenge on that street for 2 to 3 hours, several days. Italy, with its rich historical heritage and architectural beauty, is facing serious modern problems that cause many contradictory impressions. Dirty cities, inefficient waste management, vandalism, and social problems related to migration have turned Italy into the garbage capital of Europe. Cultural monuments and public spaces suffer from neglect and unsanitary conditions. Despite this, the historical center of Rome continues to be the greatest cultural site, and it is being cared for. In my opinion, Italy is a country of contrasts, where the greatness of an ancient civilization and modern social and environmental problems coexist. It seems to me that if Italy solves its internal problems, then every person on this planet will move to this country. It is so beautiful. Thanks for watching. Do you think Italy will be able to solve its problems?